Okay, hi all. Good morning and good evening. So, welcome to this Azure workshop. So, here I just thought of showing you what is this Microsoft Azure platform, and we will discuss today how to create a very simple pipeline so that those who are from the non-technical background or those who have never worked in the data engineering field, so at least they will get an idea, okay, what is this pipeline actually? Because I know like those who are working in the project means related to data, you must have heard about pipeline or data pipeline. So you must be thinking, okay, what exactly is this pipeline? What we do in the pipeline? So I thought of sharing that, explaining that by taking a very simple example. Okay, and please feel free to ask question. I have the session will be between 11 to 12, so I have 1 hour. I'm not sure in this 1 hour how much I'll be able to cover. Okay, but my main intention will be like whatever I cover, you all should understand it. And if needed, we can schedule another session as well. Okay. So this is Microsoft platform. Okay. Actually, 1 minute. Let me show you here the original one. See, this is like Microsoft Azure platform. Okay. So this Azure is a product of Microsoft, and this product is not only for data engineering part, it has many other features, many other functionalities which can be performed. Even your machine learning task you can do with the help of this. Okay, but we are focused mainly on the data engineering aspect of it. Okay. Now, before we proceed further, first of all, I want to make you understand at a very high level. I will not go in detail. What is the task of a data engineer? See, in any project, my screen is visible to everyone. Let
Yes, sir.
me take this example. Let me explain in an Excel sheet. Okay, see, in any project, ETL project, I mean, what you do in an ETL project, you extract data, you transform, and you load, right? Extract, then you transform, then you load the data. This is the typical task you do in any ETL project, right? And ETL is the base. Whether you want to do analysis, you want to create a report, or you want to prepare machine learning models, or you want to create some AI logic. So for all these things, ETL is the base. Okay, this has to be there. Then only you can do all those operations. In ETL, what we do, we extract data from multiple sources, we transform it, and then finally we load it. Okay, and this is a very big world. Like in just in 10 seconds, I told you, okay, ETL is extract, transform, and load. But this is a very big world. And I can tell in the entire IT industry or the software world, ETL is one of the complex tasks or one of the complex project. Okay, because the things here are not well defined. Things or the subject keeps on changing. Requirements keeps on changing. There'll be a lot of challenge in terms of data quality, data processing, data transformation. Okay, then many other stuff is there. So ETL still is a what I can say like a tough subject for many. Okay, but this is very interesting as well. I told you, okay, you go for machine learning models, AI, reporting, analysis. For all those things, the ETL is the base. It is providing data to all of them. Then anyone can do analysis. So you can understand it this way. So ETL is present here. Okay. So when ETL will give data, then the business intelligence team, they can create reports. Then analysts, they can prepare, they can do analysis, so they can create reports. Then the data science team will come into picture. Or machine learning engineers, they will create models for predictions. Then artificial intelligence team will come into picture. So they all are dependent on ETL actually. Because in ETL, we provide the quality data so that all of them can do the analysis. At a very high level, I have explained this to you. Okay. So that is why ETL is the base. That is why and I'm sure you all must have heard about ETL. And in many job description, whether you apply for data engineering or data analyst, they will ask you, do you know ETL? And that is why at many times, many platforms I have told, yeah, at least, I'm very sorry. At least the basic terms and terminologies of the ETL world you should know. Like what is ETL, how many layers we have in ETL, what's the difference between ETL and ELT, what's the dimension table, fact table, star schema, snowflake schema, soft delete, SED type 1, type 2, type 3. Okay, then these are the very common terms which I will recommend everyone. Okay, you should know this, and not only definition, you should try to understand that from the project perspective, where these are implemented in project. Okay, because in all the calls you will see you'll be listening this terms which I told you right now. Okay, so everyone should know that. So that is what the importance of ETL, and that is why this is the task of data engineer actually. They are the ground worker, I can tell. If I have to explain the very layman term, so they are the ground force data engineers, and that's why you will see always the data engineers demand will always be there in the market because they are the one who are responsible for extracting data from multiple sources and applying business logic, cleaning the data and loading it. Okay, so that all these folks can use that data. Okay, so at least I think you got some fair idea that, okay, why ETL is important and why data engineers demand is always in the market. Okay. So this same data engineers earlier during 2000, means I joined IT industry, like around 2011. So at that time, the same data engineers profile were known as SQL developer or ETL developer. But because of the birth of big data around 2012, 13, it was long back around 2005, but to 2012 and 13, and from there onwards, so big data, like it started booming, and most of the projects still are based on the big data only. Now, what is big data? Again, that's a different subject. So maybe later point of time we can schedule a session, we can discuss about it. So data engineers are the one who are responsible for loading data. You understand in this way. So that is why data engineers are always in demand. Okay. And then these all folks will come into picture and they will do analysis of the reporting part. Okay. So this extracting data from multiple sources, transforming it and loading it. So this is actually done by Azure, the one which I'm showing you, Microsoft. And it is not like Azure has done something new. If you have heard about Informatica tool or Clay Talent, they're also ETL tool. They also does the same task of extracting data, transforming and loading. So it's not like this I'm sorry, Microsoft Azure or AWS. AWS is also data engineering tool only. So they are doing something new. It's nothing like that. They are actually, I can tell, they are reinventing the wheel. Okay, they're trying to solve the same complex problem, the same complex challenges of ETL. But yes, with some new functionalities, with some drag and drop option. Here you have to do very less coding. Appearance is user friendly. I totally agree here. Okay, because if you compare this with Informatica, okay, those who have worked on Informatica, Informatica is also a very great tool. I have worked on Informatica between 2016 to 2021. It's also a very great tool, and now you have that IACS. So net Azure is not going to solve any new problem. Azure is trying to solve the same old problem of ETL. Okay, that is extracting the data, transforming, and loading. But this is a new wrapper, you can tell, okay, with some more functionalities and features. So here in this workshop, I will show you, okay, how with the help of Azure, I can extract data and I can load it. Very simple one I will show you. And maybe if you're interested, if you have any other suggestion, we can schedule some other sessions as well. Okay. So is the agenda clear? Any question before I proceed? Sorry. All good? Perfect. Now, here in this workshop, what I will do, I have a DB, that is database, which is known as Azure SQL DB. Okay. This is like any ordinary database like Oracle, Microsoft SQL Server, or Postgres or Snowflake, whatever you have studied or worked. This is like that only. In this Azure SQL DB, I have a lot of tables or whatever tables I have. So what I will do, let's say I have here a customer table. Okay, so the data of this customer table from this Azure SQL DB, I will load in a storage account. That is Azure storage account only. So here I will show you how, with the help of this Azure, Microsoft Azure, data which is present in a table, I can store in a storage account, or you can do vice versa as well. Like you have a file, CSV file or TXT file, how you can save the data present in that file in a table, and you can do analysis. Okay, both the things you can do. So let's see how much we can do today. Okay. So this Azure storage account is known as ADLS. Okay, so the full form is Azure Data Lake Storage. Okay, so here I will show you like the data which I will extract from this table. It will be saved in a file format at this location. So that is the agenda for today. So that is the extraction part. Then later point of time, there are multiple ways how you can do transformation, like with the help of data flow, you can do with the help of upsert command. Many other ways are there. You can do transformation. So maybe we can discuss that later point of time. So here I will show you how the data which is present in a table in my Azure SQL DB, I can extract and I can load in this Azure storage account. All good? So the database, so just what, and even like you have the free version. This is the paid version which I'm using, but you can also create a free account. So Microsoft will give you a free account for 1 month. Okay, so yes, they will ask some credit card details, but they will not deduct any money. Okay, after 1 month, they will send you a reminder. If you want to continue, then they will charge. And after that, like if you're using this Azure, so I think hardly it will charge 400 or 500 per month. But because we are providing training, so for me, like I have checked on average, it costs around 4,000 or 5,000, something like that, because we use many features, right? So what you have to do, first of all, I will show you the database. So this is the database which I have already created. If you want to create a new database, in this search, you have to write SQL DB, or you write like this, Azure SQL. Okay, so you're getting this option as your SQL database. You have to click on this, and then it will ask few details. You can create a database. Okay, that's a very simple task. Okay, you can click on create, and then it will ask the subscription, the resource loop. Okay, then you can create a database. I'm not going into that because when you work in project, typically this database will be already created by the Azure admin. Okay, so I will directly show you the database which I have. So this is the database which I have created. Database SQL Maggie name I have given. Okay. So this is the database. Now you have to click on, ignore all these things. Okay. So here this is just showing you the information. So this has been created in which resource group and where is the location, like each and every cloud platform. So they have data centers. So West 3, West 2 means whatever this database I created that is mounted in a data center which is present at this particular location. And this is the subscription, and this is giving us the metadata information about this particular database. Okay. Any question? I hope all clear. Fine. Then you have to go to this query editor. Okay, and here also you will see that you have to write SQL queries. So click on OK. So here I have to give my login ID and the password. Like this is the basic details we have to provide. And then here you could see all the tables, whatever is present. Few tables by default they will provide, and few tables I have created, like EMP copy, EMP testing. These tables I have created. So you can also create a table, you can insert data, and then you can load that in your storage account. Okay. And here the SQL queries which you used to write, the same format, everything you can write it. Suppose I want to load which data, address data. Okay. I will write this query sales lt.address. I will show you this. So this is the data present. Okay. So now I will show you how this data, which is present in this particular table, I can extract it and I can save in a storage account. Okay. So Is this part clear? Any question, anyone? Okay, I hope all is good. So this part I have shown you. I connected to Azure SQL DB, so I am loading address table. So this address table data I will extract and I'm going to load that in this ADLS the storage account. So we have this storage account. Let me open a new page. I think it is there only. Okay, no, leave it. See, if you go to home now, the same home page. So here you could see a storage account DNA to ADLS. So actually, this storage account have already created. If you want to create a new storage account, so here you have to write as your data lake. Okay, and 1 minute. Where is that? Just a minute. Storage account. You have to go to this storage account option, and then it will ask you details like your resource group subscription, and then it will create a container for you. But again, in project, these all things like a storage account creation, resource group creation, database creation. These all are done by the admin. Okay, the Azure admin will do all this task. So I have created this storage account. A storage account, you can assume like this is like a container where you can store something. Okay. So this is my storage account. Now I will click on data lake storage. So we have many storage account like data lake storage is there, file service, queue service, table service. Then here we have blob as well. So they all have their use cases. So I'm not going into that part. So I will show you this data lake storage because here, the data can be stored in hierarchy, and based on that, you can create machine learning models as well on here, and you can do further analysis. So for the time being, just understand here, Tanvir is telling data lake storage is a storage account in Azure where we can store our files, okay, or we can store some more things, okay. So I'll click on it. You could see like the container. So here, this is my container name within this storage account. Now in this container, I can store whatever files I want. You see all these files I have already stored, like the different batches which I'm taking. So maybe this all file we have stored. Or suppose if you have a file in your computer, from there you want to save in this particular container, you have this upload option. You click on it, then it will direct you to your computer. You see, browse for files. So now I'm getting all these options, whatever I have. From here, I can select. Suppose this AZ2 workbook or S43 workbook. I will select this. S43 I already have. Suppose this type 2 file. This Azure Notes data flow. Okay, so I will upload this. So like this, I can upload. Suppose why this option they have given. Sometimes it happens, no, the source team has given you a file and you have to do some analysis on it. So that file is present in your local machine. So from there, you can upload that in this container. Now see, Azure Notes data flow, I have uploaded it here. Then in this, suppose in this particular file, I have the data. Then that data I can store back into this SQL DB as well. So both options are there. From Azure SQL DB, data of a particular table, you can store in this container. From container, if you have a file, if you want to store data in a table, you can do that as well. Okay. Both options are there. So I will show you the first option, okay, how we can copy data which is present in a table in this Azure SQL DB. You can load in this Azure storage account, and that will be one simple pipeline. We will see how it can be created. Okay, so this is container I explained you and the database I explained you. Okay, any question? Are you understanding? All good so far? Okay.
Tanvir,
Now, this was, yeah, Shailesh, tell me.
uh, I've heard that about MS Fabric. Is it something related with the Microsoft Azure?
Fabric, yeah, you can assume Fabric as a new version or enhanced version of Azure. That's the difference. But still, it has not been properly rolled out in the market. Most of the companies still are relying on Azure or AWS. Okay, so maybe down the line, you will find Fabric if it will gain momentum. But the straight answer to your question is you can tell it is an enhanced version of Azure,
Okay.
Microsoft Fabric. And if you know Microsoft Azure, easily you can transition into Fabric. Like same way, like if anyone has already studied Informatica, then this Azure they can learn very easily. Because in Informatica Azure, you're doing ATL tasks. Here also we are doing ATL tasks only.
Yeah.
Hope
Sure.
I answered the question, Shavish?
Yeah, yeah. Thank you.
Hmm. Fine. Any other question, anyone? Okay, all good. So now I will do the main task. I will create the main flow chart, how the data can be moved. So for that, there is a concept of ADF. Okay, so here this movement will be done by ADF, and I'm damn sure you all must have heard about it. ADF means Azure Data Factory. Okay. See, at least you should know basics of Azure. Why I'm telling this? Even if you're not working as a data engineer, sometimes what happens now, you are applying for data analyst, okay, and in any particular company, they all their models, everything is based on Azure. So then they expect even the data analyst should have some basic understanding of Azure, so that if something goes wrong, they should be able to do some root cause analysis. And if you're totally blank in Azure, and you're working in a project where everything is happening in Azure, so it will be very difficult for you to figure it out what is wrong and what is happening, right? So that is why many times you will see you are applying for data analyst position, but they will ask, do you have expertise in Azure or do you have expertise in AWS if you're using AWS? Okay. So at least the basics everyone should know. That's why I thought, okay, let's schedule a session because I know many of you are fascinated to know what is this Azure. Like how Salish asked, what is Fabric? And it happens whenever there is a new product in the market. We all want to know, "Kya kya hai? What is this? What is special in this product?" Okay. Okay, sorry, I have a bad throat. So this task of data movement will be actually done by ADF. So you can tell like this is that particular labor, okay, so which will do this task. Like when you see a building is under construction, so actually that labor force or the ground force are the one who are actually doing the task, right? Engineers, they will design and all these things, right? The contractor will be there, they will just manage. But who is the ground force? Ground workers are those laborers, right? So similarly, in this, the main task will be performed by ADF, that is Azure Data Factory. This is one of the services of Microsoft Azure. You think of Microsoft Azure as a big marketplace. Okay, like when you go in a particular mall, so you have a lot of options there, right? Correct? Means a lot of options means uh, all under one roof. You can buy clothes, a stationery item, grocery item. You have that cinema hall. You have what else? Food court, right? You have the some what I can say that something for children, right? So a lot of options are there. So similarly, think of Azure as a marketplace where you have a lot of services, a lot of options are available. So it depends on you which one you want to use. So ADF is one such service, or in a very layman term, if I have to tell you, it is one of the component or feature of Azure which is used from the data engineering perspective. Okay. So this is uh, yeah, this is that data factory. And don't get confused with this. with this flow. Okay. So this is a little bit complicated flow acidity types which I taught in that morning batch. Ignore it. I will start from scratch. So this is something data factory. How to launch it? Very simple. And this home page, this is the home page. Here you have to search for data factory. You see, I'm getting this data factories option, right? So when you click on this, then these are all data factories I have created. And if you want to create this, click on create. And it will ask this basic details like subscription, resource group, name, region, all these things you can click and uh, you can fill and then review plus create, and then it will ask you more questions, and then it will create a data factory for you. And then you will see all the data factory will be listed. Like I have this data factory Magina batch 2, I have data factory Maggie, some other names are there. Okay. Data factory Magina you add. So then you have to click on it and then it will be launched. So this is one such data factory which is actually used to move the data or load the data or transform the data. Okay. Any question? All good? Okay.
You
Now,
can, Tanvir, you can see that option on the top right, migrate
this
to
one?
Fabric.
Yeah,
I think this is
correct.
only you were seeing, right?
Yeah. Maybe next session, if people are interested, I can take a session on that as well. But if you understand Azure end to end, that will be simple for you. Like, see,
Yeah.
if anyone knows SQL and Python, PySpark or database will be very simple. Similarly, is this all things are actually interrelated. Okay, so
Yeah.
here now what we have to do. Step number one is you have to create a pipeline. Okay, like how suppose in your flat, how you're getting water. On the roof, there will be a lot of tank, correct? So plumber has connected a tank to your flat through pipelines, right? Pipes, lot of pipes will be there. Exactly same thing we're going to do here. So first of all, we have to create a pipeline. Now, how to create a pipeline? So for that, what you have to do, you have to click on this plus option, right? Click on this plus. You could see this option of pipeline. So click on this. That's it. So a pipeline has been created for you. If you want to give the name, you can give the name here. I will give the name like pipeline days 14th March ad hoc session. Okay, and this naming convention in your project will be decided by your solution architect. They will give you a name. That particular name you have to give. Okay, so whatever I will type here, exactly same thing you will get here. And if you're seeing all these pipelines, don't get confused with the different pipelines we created when I was taking classes for the different batches. Okay, all these pipelines have different tasks. Like this pipeline will do incremental load. Here in this pipeline, we have implemented how to implement for loop. Okay, date timestamp, then how we can apply multi-filter, okay, different, then how we can fetch data from an API, how I can perform upsert so that SCD type 1 can be implemented. Here we are implementing SCD type 2, so different things, don't get confused with that. So here in this pipeline, I will show you now how to load the data from Azure SQL DB into this Azure storage account. So may I ask you one question? What is the source here? Can you tell me? What is the source in this case?
Azure SQL DB.
Azure SQL DB will be the source and address table especially. Okay. And the target will be, what will be the target?
Azure Data Lake Storage.
Correct. ADLS. In shortcut, we used to tell this as ADLS. Okay. Other
Tanvir,
storage.
sorry, can we consider this ADLS as similar to the AWS S3?
Correct. S3 bucket you are
Okay.
telling, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. Correct.
Okay.
But we don't have only ADS, we have option of blob as well. This one, BLOB, blob, binary large object. So I don't want to discuss now what is blob, what is ADLS, when to go for blob and ADLS. That is again a different chapter. So I don't want to trigger now. Maybe if you people are interested, you can ping me in our alumni group. Okay, I will take some more sessions. Okay. So target
Yeah.
is ADLS, source is this. Now, in the world of ADF or Azure Data Factory, target is called as sink. Okay. So whenever you will see sink, you have to understand, oh, we are talking about target. Okay. So now I will go back to this pipeline, and here a lot of activities. You see all these options. It means all these activities you can perform in a particular pipeline. Like suppose you are going in a gym. So like in gym, the different members, so they are coming with different intention, right? Someone has an intention, okay, okay, I just want to lose weight. At the same time, other member will be there, and he has a different intention. He want to gain weight, correct? Someone wants to have a six pack. Someone is having intention, just I want to chill here. You know that, right? Different members, they come with different intention. So accordingly, we have different equipments in the gym, right? Based on the need. So I think you all are understanding, right? You have seen that, correct? So it means within a gym you can perform different activity as per your requirement or as per your need, right? Similarly, within a pipeline, these are the different activities which you can perform. A lot of activities are there. You see, that is what I told you. Machine learning also you can perform all those things. Okay. So when we have to load data, that activity is known as copy activity. Just I have written copy and I found it here that this is the copy data activity. Drag and drop it here. So this rectangular page which you are seeing here, this is your working area. Whatever we will do here. Okay, this is the working area. So I selected this copy data. So from this, the ADF will understand, oh, then we want to copy data from somewhere to somewhere. ADF will understand this. So that is what, and here you can give the name of this copy data. If you want to give some other name, you can give. Okay, so I will just keep it copy data only. And if you want to give description, you can give description. These are all things ignored as of now. Okay, then source. It is asking, okay, what is your source? So what was our source? Do you remember? Our
Yeah.
source was Azure SQL
Database.
DB
Database, sir.
database, right? Correct. So I have the list of these sources, but I will not select from here. Then you will not understand okay, how this has been created. So I want to show you from scratch. So you have to click on this new option. Okay. And please, if something is not clear, stop me and ask. Okay. Is the page fine? I think it's okay.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. So then here it is asking you the options. See, it has given option for Amazon, Redshift, and all these things. Okay, all the different options it has given. A lot of options are there which can be considered as source. My source is Azure SQL DB, so I will mention here Azure SQL database. So see, I'm getting this option. I selected this. Click on continue. Then it will ask me, okay, give a name to this source because in a project you can have a lot of pipelines. The different pipelines can have different sources. That is why you have to give proper naming convention. Naming convention is very important in the world of Azure. Okay. So I will give the name data set. Today is 14th March. Long session. Okay. This is the name I have given. Then it is asking a linked service. Actually, this linked service, okay, I will show you from scratch. I can use this one. Okay, I can use this, but you will not understand what is present in that link service. So let me do one thing. Let me create a new linked service and I will tell you why I'm creating link service. You might be thinking that Tanvir, you have given the sources data set as your SQL DB, which I have provided in the previous step. Then again, Tanvir, why you are giving a link service, right? Okay, I have a question. Suppose I told to Shailesh, okay, Shailesh, address table is present in my Azure SQL DB. Can you give me the data or can you do the analysis? So Shailesh, you tell, can you access the address table which is present in my table in my Azure account? Can you access it?
No.
No. So Shailesh will ask me, ki, Tanvir, okay, before that, you please share your credentials. How you log into your Azure, right? When I have logged in here, if you have noticed, let me show you again. Go to home page. We click on this. See, I will go to query editor. See, it is asking user ID, that is the login and the password, correct? So that is what if my data factory has to connect to Azure SQL DB, I have to provide the details. No, what is my user ID, what is my password, which server I want to connect, right? Or if you remember in the Python batch, when I connected my Gmail account to Python, I'm not sure how many of you were there in that. I have provided all the details to Python. Similarly, here you just mentioned they want to connect to Azure SQL DB, but yeah, ADF wants those credentials. So that is what we create in the linked service. Understood the importance of linked service? Okay. So I'll click on new and then it will ask, okay, I will give it some name, linked service 15 March. Okay, this auto resolve integration runtime, ignore it, but this is the actual brain of entire ADF. This is a separate topic of discussion. Okay, so you can select the subscription here. You have to give the server name. This is my server name I have. There it is loading the database name. This is my database name. Authentication, I have to give my username, that is Tanvir Khan, and I have to give my password. That's it. Then I can click on create, it will create a connection. But I will not do this. I'm ignoring it, but I just want to show you what all information you have to provide, and then it will establish a connection. Is that clear? So I will use the already created, this I have already created, I think long back, the same I can use. So if you have created link service once, you can use that in multiple pipelines, it is allowed. So link service is clear to why I have to provide a link service. Because in link service, I have given my user ID, my password, my server details, so that based on those details, my ADF can establish connection with what? With Azure SQL DB. Okay. So now, if the connection is successful, so if I click on this, see, automatically I'm getting all these table names, no? And if you have noticed, these tables are the same which were present here in this Azure SQL DB, right? So all those tables you are getting here. If in this linked service, the user ID or the password, the server which you have provided is not correct, it will not show you the tables. Okay, now you want to load address table, no? To select this table, address table. That's it. It means I'm telling to ADF, okay, please establish connection to the Azure SQL DB with that connection address which is mentioned in this link service. And once you have established a connection, I want to pick this particular table. Then click on OK. Now you might be thinking, okay, Tanvir, here I can copy only one table. What if I want to copy multiple tables? So that option also we have. There's a concept of parameterization. Through that, you can copy the data of multiple tables in one go. Okay. Now click on OK. So this is done. So now see in source, this is the data set. Data set is like a wrapper which I created, which internally has the complete details about the Azure SQL DB user ID password in the table. Okay. Now, if you just want to cross verify if the data is correct or not, so click on preview data. So this will show you the exactly same data which is present in that address table. If everything is correct so far. Now see, it is showing you the same data which is present here in this address table. Okay, so I will show you this select the star from cells LD dot address. See this data, you're getting exactly same data here. It is just showing few records. It will just show some sample records, not all the records. But this is the proof. Okay, this ADF has established connection with Azure SQL DB, and it has executed the query on address table, and it is showing that. Is this clear? Then further, you have the option if you want to write your own customized query, select a star or select count to whatever, you can write that query as well. Okay, but I will go with this option only. It means I'm telling you the table which I selected, please use that table. So here I've given my source address. Now, then you have this sync. Sync means target or destination. So here again, you have to create, you have to tell you what is your target. So click on new. What is my target? ADLS, Azure Data Lake Storage. So I have to search from here Azure Data. This is the one, Azure Data Lake Storage Generation 2. Click on this, click on continue. So here I'm telling you my target is ADLS account, but then it will ask you, okay, in which file format you want to save the data. So I will select CSV. You can select CSV, JSON, or any other format. Let's select CSV. Click on continue. Now give it a name, data set, 14 March, save. And here also you have to give link the service. In the link service here, the same details will be there. Okay, where you want to load and all those things. Now see this file path, you have to browse, and it is showing the same container if you remember this container name. Okay, so I'm giving here the address. Okay, in this particular container, I want to save the file. Okay, and if you want to give the file name, suppose I want to give file name as testing 14 March. Okay, or you can write the table address as well. You can give any name. Click on OK, and you have to select this first row as header so that the first column it will treat as a column. Okay, whatever is present in the table. If you uncheck it, then the first column will be treated as a data. So make sure that they should be selected. Now click on OK. That's it. Everything is done. You have what happened? Operational investors could not found account. Okay. Fine. Not this one. Because I want to create a final, so you don't have to give that option. This option you have to give when you want to pick that particular file. Okay, click on OK. Now that has been created. So what we have done, source, I have given the Azure SQL DB address. Same, I have given the container address or the ADS storage account address where I want to dump the data. All good? Any question? Now everything is done. Then you click on this debug option. The moment you will click on debug, the process will start. So far, I have just done the configuration actually. I created a pipeline in this ADF. I mentioned the source. I mentioned the target. That's it. Then click on debug. And here you could see this is the pipeline created. Now see, once you click on debug, debug is similar to run. Like how in SQL, when you want to execute a query, you click on run. So similar is the debug option here. That is showing pipeline status in progress. It means the pipeline has started executing. Copy data one is in queue. Okay. So I click on refresh. Now this is in progress. So the integration runtime has picked this task and it is working internally. So it is showing us duration and all those other informations here. Succeeded, it means everything is perfect. So the expectation is the data which was in that address table has been loaded into my storage account. And if you click on this, you can see the details like this was your source, right? Azure SQL DB, which is in West US region. And my destination is Azure Data Lake Storage, which is in East US region. Data read how many rows it has read, how many rows it has written, how much time it has taken, what is the performance, all these details are present here. Now, if you want to verify, then you have to go to this container, click on refresh, and you should find that address file here. Let me check. Uh, 1 minute. Yeah, see, today is 14th March, 11:50 a.m., 14th March, 11:48 a.m. This file has been created self-address. If you want to verify, click on this, check the data. The same data is there, it was present in this database. Further, if you want to download, you click on this download button, then you can download this in your computer as well. Okay, now you can do the reverse as well. Suppose in this file, you want to do some modification. Okay, suppose in this file, you want to change this name. Okay, suppose I want to change the name to Tanvir. So then you save this file. Okay, I've saved this file. Now I want to load this, or suppose I want to delete all this data. Okay, and just this is a new sample record, and suppose the ID is this. I want to load this back to my Azure SQL DB. So that also you can do. But 1 minute, hold on. Is this clear so far, whatever I told you?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, if I have to do the reverse engineering now, like a file is present in Azure storage account that is ATLS, and that I have to load in Azure SQL DB, the reverse part now. So now tell me what should be the source and what should be the sink. So source will be my ADLS and sink will be my Azure SQL DB. That's it. So if you want, I have five or six more minutes. I will quickly show you that. So go to this ADF. Now I will create a new pipeline. So click on this plus new pipeline. Give it some name. Pipeline 14 March. Reverse. Okay, now I add a copy activity. Now tell me, in source, what should I mention? ADLS account, right? So I have to click on new. I have to mention that the storage count. This one, continue. File format is in CSV format. Click on continue. Give it a name. Data set reverse. Link service. I can reuse it. Then it's asking which file you want. So I want this address file. Is that this one, no? Right? This file. Select it. See, it has been selected. Click on OK. So this time my source is ADNS and my target will be, what will be the target? Azure SQL DB. So I
Database.
can directly use Data set 14th March. 1 minute. Ad hoc session. Hmm. Okay, but here I have to give a name of no 1 minute, 1 minute. I want to confuse you here. Confuse you. See, the sync part, let's create a new one. Okay, so I will write here Azure SQL database, click on continue, give it a name, data set Azure 14 March. Select a link service and table. In which table you want to load? Address table, so select that table. Okay, click on OK. It is very simple and a self-explanatory. It's not a rocket science. And that is why intentionally I thought, I want to cover this because many students they have this hype. Yeah, Azure is very tough and all those things. Data engineering is very tough. It's just a drag and drop. It's just a game of steps which you have to know. Okay, no coding. So now here select insert. It means I want to insert the data. There's also an option of upsert, but this is little bit complicated. So that's why I don't want to touch it now. Here we implement SLE type 1. So go with the insert option. So use existing table, which means the table which I have provided. That's it. Now the source is your ATLS. Target is your Azure SQL DB. You are given the address. Click on debug. So now where you will verify the data. If everything is fine, where you will check.
Target TV.
Where we are the target, that is Azure SQL DB in the address table. If everything is fine, then in the address table, I should be able to see this particular address ID. So let me copy this, apply the filter here, where address announces the address ID equals to this value. So let me check. Oh, it has failed. It means something went wrong. Let me check what is the problem. Oh, have we missed something? Violation of unique key constraint. Okay, so what has happened in this particular uh, address table? They have implemented some constraint. Okay, let me copy this error message and show you. See what has happened here. Violation of unique key constraint, AK address row guide. I think this particular value, no, that address row guide is a unique key. Okay, but we have used the same one which is already present in the table. If you remember, I have taught you unique key in SQL. So the value should be unique, but the value which I have provided in this file, so that is repeated. So that is why it is not accepting. So let me do one thing. I will go to this file. This is that row guide value. Okay, let me give some other value to this. Let me just write, let me delete something. Okay, so I change the value. Now save it. Now again, I will run this. It is saved properly. Yeah, saved. Now again, I will run this. So if you're facing any issue, any error, you should be able to debug as well. You should see, oh, what is the error message? And now if you know SQL, so and if you know all these unique constraints and the primary constraints, so you will see like all the things are related. So that is why once you learn SQL, Python, Azure, ETL, you will feel it. You will think that, oh, everything is related, everything is associated. Again, it has thrown error. Now let's check what is the error message this time. Type conversion failure exception occurred when converting value this column row guide from type string to type guide. Some precision has failed here. That is why it is throwing error. Should contain 32 digits with 4 dashes. See, they have given this option. Okay, so because of that, it is not fulfilling the format and it has thrown error. So I will do one thing. I will copy some row guide from here and I will do some modification. Let's say like this value. Okay. This is the value. Oh no, complete value is this. Okay, I will take this and here I will do some small changes. Instead of A, I will write T. I think this should be unique. And or let me check if this value exists or not. Safer side. That is why see, SQL is very important. What happened? Where failed is conversion field converting from character to string to unique identifier. One minute. Goes to this.
We can give the in or something. Will
Yeah,
it
that
work?
also I can try, but I think this should work. Encourage syntax near this. Okay, anyway, leave it. We can debug later point of time. I will just give this value here. I don't know the exact structure of the table, right? That is why all these things are happening here. Let me save this. Let me click on debug again. Click on refresh. It is in queue, just started. Let's see what is the response this time. So that is very normal. Whenever you insert data in a table, you have to make sure that all the rules and regulations or the constraint which is implemented on that table should be fulfilled. Then only it will accept the data. It is in progress in queue.
So basically, we are adding it at the source level only, right?
Correct. We are doing the other way around. Again, like four dashes. Okay. What is the name of this? Type to GUID, row guide from type string type. 1 minute, let me check. This is unique constraint, or let me give it null only. I don't know what value will accepting. Okay, let me try if this will work. Okay, but this is not related to ADF part. This is something related to the table constraint. Don't get confused. Okay, this ADF is disturbing it. No, we have not followed the rules of that particular table. That is why it is showing this error. In progress, in progress, again failed. I think that is getting problem. Anyway, when we run from the guide, that string is not accepting it. 1 minute. Row guide, row guide, row guide, row guide. What other value we have here? Let me check the syntax what they implemented on this table row column row guide. Where is this
I
at
think
this
we need
table?
to.
Row guide unique identifier, not null. See, that is what. And I have given null value. That is why it has not accepted it. Okay. Okay. So anyway, so when I will fix it, you will see that the other way
I
around will
think we
happen,
need
and
to
you
add
can.
in double quotes in edit section.
This one, okay, let's try that as well. But again, I have to copy this. Just a minute. Let me we try it again. Earlier, that was there in double quotes. I don't remember. I think it was not there. I copied it from there. Click on debug. Still failed. I think it is getting some problem with the format of it. Okay, so ignore it. Anyway, so this is how I want to show you the ADF part. This is how you can create a pipeline and you can move data from Azure SQL DB to ADLS and vice versa just by creating a pipeline, adding copy data activity, and accordingly giving source and sink. I hope you got some fair idea to what is Azure, how we create a pipeline. And then further on top of it, when you will add a lot of other things, so then it will become something like this. Where is that? This one. Data flow with type. Something like this. So a lot of components when you will add, it will become a complex pipeline with a lot of other features. Okay. That's it from mine. I hope you all have understood something. You got an idea about it, and thanks for joining. Any question, anyone? Okay, fine then. We will connect next time with a new topic. Thanks a lot, everyone. Take care. Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Tanmay.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Thank you. Bye.